Did you know that companies with high employee engagement are 22% more profitable, but only 33% of employees feel engaged at work? Do you think that has something to do with corporate culture? Do you really understand what corporate culture means and how it can protect your organization value? Do you only recognize the role that culture plays in your organization when things go wrong? Hi, my name's Cami Nuttall. I'm a culture assurance expert, and I welcome you back to Internal Audit Hacks. In my opinion, culture is neither good nor bad, it just is. Culture is certainly influenced by the absence of ethical drivers or an ethical framework. It is certainly influenced by its leaders, the leaders of the organization, those who make key decisions or key decision makers. But in itself, culture is neither good nor bad, it just exists. So what is culture? Well, culture depends on people, and people are made up of life experiences. Those life experiences obviously start from the time we're born till the time we die. These experiences include how we were raised, how we learn, how we greet one another, how we eat, what we eat, whether or not we show emotion, how we speak to one another, alongside how we feel, what we believe to be true in the world, and how we think. It's all influenced by culture, and it influences culture. It is a phenomenon that reinforces itself over time. This is fundamentally called collective programming of our minds. And it starts with the family environment, it continues into our schooling, our education environment, it goes into our communities, it's influenced by our neighborhoods, and we bring it into our workplace. When you bring a group of people together repeatedly over time, culture is formed. It's what we humans do. It exists within families, in communities, in society, and many countries have a defining national culture. Hofstede, a social scientist, explains culture as a reflection of mental programming that appears as a collective phenomena and is influenced by those who we spend time with frequently. It is defined as the collective programming of the mind that distinguishes the members of one group of people from another group of people. We're not born with it innate. We're not born with innate culture. We learn it from those around us. We learn the rules about how we should behave. We learn to recognize the symbols and the rituals that distinguish ourselves from other people. We learn and make decisions based on the values that we are taught very early on. So what does this mean? What does this all mean? Well, this means that when we make decisions, we should be mindful of how those decisions play out, particularly in the workplace. How some decisions can drive certain behaviors in our workplace, and then the knock-on impact of those decisions can affect our organization value, can affect our reputation, can affect how we are viewed by stakeholders, our suppliers, and importantly, our customers. In April 2017, a US federal judge ordered Volkswagen to pay $2.8 billion in criminal fines for rigging diesel-powered vehicles to cheat on government emissions tests. The former CEO, Winterkorn, was charged in the US with fraud and conspiracy. It's since been reported that VW is cracking down internally on illicit conduct by its staff. The organisation has fined 204 staff for compliance breaches and has issued 903 formal warnings to employees. And this is all while it attempts to move past this crisis that brought down the CEO, the former CEO, and other senior executives. So far, this crisis has cost the company 30 billion euros, equivalent of $33 billion at the last count. Culture is key and it cannot be ignored. It's time to be conscious about our culture, about our organizational culture. It's time to be awake and deliberate about it. Let's be awake. Today's episode is a bit different from the previous episodes. There will be more about culture coming on board, and do stick around. I'll be talking a lot more about how we recognize culture in the workplace, how we can provide assurance over it. Let me know if there's a particular subject you want me to explore in relation to culture in the workplace. Also mindset and purpose, which I talked about in previous episodes. I would love to connect with you, so drop me a line through LinkedIn or by email. Links to the references quoted in this video will be found on my YouTube channel, so while you're there, do subscribe and like as well. As always, have a great week, keep on learning, and I will see you next week.